Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday, November 2nd meeting of Plano West Rotary, and I'm your president, Alex Johnson, and I'm going to turn this over to our past president and amazing Sergeant of Arms, Steve Lawton. Take it away, Steve.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope y'all have been enjoying the weekends. It looks like maybe the weather's going to change a little bit. You may need a raincoat a few days this week. So let's see. How about Fred Beemendorfer? Would you like to start us off with brags today?
Well, I want to brag on the weather because the crews went up to Sherman Denison and it rained. So then they came back to Van Alstyne and it rained, and then they went elsewhere. So anyway, we need the rain, so I'm not complaining, but it puts a damper on things.
Well, here comes the rain then. Hope they don't get stuck in the mud. How about Julie Homer? Would you like to brag this morning or this afternoon? Excuse me.
I would. I want to brag on both of my boys. They are playing their last game of the season. Both teams are undefeated. That's 8th grade Carpenter Cowboys and 10th grade JV 2 team. And my 8th grader last week made an interception and ran it in for a touchdown. So we're excited for the last week of the football games.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You don't sound like a proud parent or anything, Julie.
Not at all.
Tara, would you like to brag this morning?
Sure. We just came back from an amazing vacation in Hawaii and celebrated our 2nd anniversary. And go vote if you haven't already. So,
Which island did you go to?
we went to the Big Island, island of Hawaii, and Maui.
Awesome. I love both of those islands.
Was the volcano erupting when you were there?
It was. We got to see it a bit, so that was pretty cool.
Joanna Snowden, would you like to brag this afternoon?
Oh gosh, got a couple of actual in-person gigs coming up, so that's pretty exciting. You know, we actually get to perform again. Yay!
Congratulations.
Well, I'm going to put another reminder in for Antonio for a future program for our club.
Yeah, Antonio.
Sorry, what? I missed it.
Never mind.
Joanna and her performances. Remember, we were going to contact her for next quarter.
Oh, right. Yes, I need to do that.
Jamie Jackson, would you like to brag today? You're muted, Jamie.
Thank you. I guess for my brag, I had an interview yesterday that went really well, and I have the next part of it next week. So
Congrats.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amazing Glenn Thornton, would you like to brag today?
Sure. We didn't really get to be there, but both grandkids apparently had a great time at the trunk or treat and trick or treating and things around. So one of them was Tinkerbell and the other one was some kind of a witchy thing of some kind. We got pictures, but yeah, it looked like it was fun, and the weather was great. Weather was great for trick or treating.
Yeah, I had some grandkids trunk or treating too. Congrats. John Stafford, would you like to brag today?
Well, I'm going to brag on my oldest daughter, who, when we went trick-or-treating, decided that she and her teenage friends were too big to go out with dad and were going to go trick-or-treat the neighborhood on their own. So she thinks that she's a big girl. And yesterday she came to me and said, I want this for dinner. And I was like, are you going to make it? Yes, I want to make it. Just help me make sure I know how to cook it. So she found a recipe on the internet. This is the first time she's ever, hey, I want to eat this. I want to make this. And it was sushi balls. So essentially she made rice for the very first time in her life. And then just combining fish and whatever veggies that we had lying around the house and make them into balls and cover them with the sauce. And if you look at my Facebook page, you can see the video of her actually applying the sauces to her little balls. And I was actually impressed because this was all 100% her idea. This is the recipe I want to make, and I'm going to make it. So I couldn't be prouder of that, because that tells me that she's going to leave the house and be able to feed herself.
And when you get old, she'll come back and feed you.
You know, that's kind of the idea, is that eventually I can go to her house and that she will prepare dinner. So
I realized the day my sister learned how to make Nestle's Toll House chocolate chip cookies. Hey sis, are you hungry for cookies? LaShawn, would you like to brag?
I just have all kinds of things twirling around in my head right now. Where do I begin? I think that I'll brag on Local Profile. I just finished speaking to a gentleman just before this meeting at Local Profile, who is offering to work with our Collin County Homeless Coalition to really sort of blend our goals so that they can help connect community and we can help educate our community on homelessness. So that was a really good call, really appreciative for their reaching out and wanting to partner with our Collin County Homeless Coalition. And I'm just pretty excited about it right now. So I want to brag on Plano Local Profile.
Awesome. Sounds like great news.
Yes.
Alex, do I have to 12:15?
You sure do.
Okay, great. Isabel, would you like to brag today?
I just happy to be here. I been coming pretty regularly now, and I volunteered on Saturday. That was fun to put together the shoes. I've never done that before, so I enjoyed that. I'm glad I was able to help for a little bit. So
That's fantastic. The shoe drive is one of our most meaningful charity opportunities. Courtney Hitt, would you like to brag? You there,
And
Courtney?
she put in chat, she's on a conference call, so she's
Okay.
probably
No
working.
worries. No worries. James Thomas, would you like to brag?
All my life, I wanted to brag. Steve, unfortunately, I've had very little to brag about. But today, I get an opportunity to brag. I think I sent Alex a text picture this past week. I don't know if it was Monday or last Friday. I had an opportunity to work with Plano Sunshine Rotary Club. So we did a little joint thing doing love pack food for some of our families. So they're storing some of their food over here in my building. And I took a picture of Plano Sunshine Rotary Club with Plano West Rotary Club. So I'm bragging about how wonderful things went with that union. Went really well.
Well, thank you, James. That sounds really nice.
And that was a good picture, but I will make a correction that they will want to hear when they watch our rerun. It's sunrise. Rotary.
Sunrise, sunset. They had sun to do with it. And I knew it wasn't one of my sons, so it was just somebody's son.
They'll smack us around if we call them Sunshine Rotary.
Sunshine, sunrise, one of those sons.
Yeah, that's great. Tom Posey, would you like to brag? You're muted. Tom Posey. All right. Let's see. Shirley, would you like to brag?
Well, this is Shirley Heitzman. I'm our district Interact chair, and I'm just excited to be here today. And I think I'll have a spot to say a little more later, but happy to join your meeting today.
Thank you. Let's see Tom pop up. Tom, do you want to brag?
Yes, I'd like to bring on my daughter and son-in-law. They live in Canton, and today they're holding the elections for their precinct out there today. Both of them are election judges, and today they're in the pool for voting on the propositions for the day, and I wish them well.
That sounds pretty cool. Thanks, Tom. Kent Stone.
It's raining. Did you leave your windows down?
Unmuted. I'd like to brag about our polio notice this last week. That was great news. And then the fact that the Taliban have agreed to go ahead and move forward with the polio vaccination program, which was, of course, in question. But that was the notice on last week's mailing, so that was great. And I just like to mention and remind everybody, if you use Amazon, there's a smile.amazon that contributes a percentage of your purchase to a charitable organization of your choice, and one of those choices is Rotary Foundation. So if you're a Amazon user, you just have to type smile.amazon.com and log into your Smile account and order anything as you normally would. But then if you select Rotary, Rotary gets a percentage of that order.
That's a great tip. Thank you. Okay. Would anybody else like to brag that I haven't called upon?
I think I saw, wasn't Fred Thomas on somewhere, or did we lose him?
He's on.
Fred.
There he is. Yeah, there he is.
Well, I like to brag. We had beautiful Harvest Fest this Saturday across the street from Shiloh Timberland. So I thank God for that event we had, and it was turned out real nice. That's my brag.
Fred, and certainly you're adding the part that you had an opportunity to see me there as well. Is that what you
Oh,
want?
Lord, that was hurting.
That's good. I got a little brag on myself. I got hearing aids now, so I can hear you. All those things you're saying behind my back.
I just say them in your face, Steve. You know that.
Yeah.
So you and Fred. So now you guys can hear us. Fred Beamerdorfer.
Yeah, Fred's got some too. Yeah. That's fantastic. I don't know if we got any other braggers. If we do, speak up now, please.
I think we got everybody.
I just need new glasses.
That too.
There we go. Well, we had a no-show for one of the roles, and everybody knows you're supposed to find your replacement when you agree to take on a role. And Molly did not, so I'm throwing her under the bus. So, Fred Thomas, you're a man who loves to give invocations. Would you like to give the invocation for our meeting? Or did I just throw you on the spot as well? Let me, he's not saying anything. So would anybody like to give our invocation for our meeting?
I'm sorry, my mic was off. You talking about prayer?
Yes.
I don't use all them big elaborate words. Father God, we just thank you today for you are wonderful, you are awesome, you are good. We can't do nothing in it without you, Lord. And we give you all the glory and praise. We just thank for new mercies today and grace today, gracing us on this meeting today for the Rotary. Bless everybody who's on the line. Bless those who couldn't get on the line today. Lord, that be a success and prosper meeting in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you very much.
Amen.
Isabel, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. For today's Rotary moment, we have a couple members that have things to say, and I'm going to let Antonio, he is going to read a testimonial he gave. So take it away, Antonio.
All right. So yeah, I decided to donate to End Polio Now because I felt it was something I could do to help eradicate the deadly disease before it has a chance to spread and mutate once more. We're already so close to eradicating polio, and we've seen the devastating effects. At least I haven't, but over the internet, I've seen how devastating the effects can be, and it was especially incentivizing the fact that my donation would be 6x'd by our club, and then by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, it would result in a 6x. So by donating $25, I'm actually able to donate $125. So I don't know, I just really like big multipliers. So
thank you, Antonio. I think it's amazing. Here we have a 19-year-old that sees the importance of donating to Polio Plus, which is, as we all know, our global service project that we're so close. Well, we also have another testimonial.
I made a donation to help fight polio because if we fail to continue to support our 42-year-old global service project, we have a lot to lose, because your donation ensures that eradication efforts continue, because without them, within 10 years, polio could paralyze as many as over 200,000 children each year. Also, as a founding partner of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, we've been able to reduce polio cases by 99.9% since the first project in 1979. Please give today to help eradicate polio worldwide. The average cost of a vaccine for a child is only $3. Every donation helps obtain the vaccines, transport, and materials necessary in the fight against polio. The fight isn't over yet, so please be generous in your support and give today. Thanks.
Aren't those two amazing? They get paid a lot of money for those testimonials and endorsements. I'm happy to say we had 25% of our club take advantage of our matching program for the month of October, where we were matching 1-for-1 for your donation. So when we count the individual donations and the match from the club, we raised $1,870.92, which we'll be processing soon. So these are our Polio Plus warriors. I want to thank them for their donations and making a difference, because polio may be solved here in America, but it's not in the world. We are so close with Pakistan and Afghanistan. And when we actually eradicate polio, this will only be the second time in the world history that a disease that's going to get eliminated. And this is something that we as Rotarians are leading the charge. So you still have the ability of donating to polio, but the club's not going to match you. But the donation is still very, very important. So thank you to the club members that did take part in it, and other club members, you still can. The fight is not over. What I want to do is go into club business. We've got a lot of things going on. Right now, our main focus, our club only does 2 fundraisers, the Balloon Festival, which we've been locked out the last 2 years, and then the Pecans. And remember, these pecans, we sell them in order for us to fund high school scholarships. We give out 3 scholarships for $2,000 each. Now, because we apply for a district grant through the Rotary Foundation, that allows us to actually give out $2,000. We used to give $1,000 scholarships, but because of the district grant through the Rotary Foundation, we were able to augment what we sell on pecans, so we could give 3 $2,000 scholarships. But the pecan part is key. Well, we've talked about this before. Fred and Michelle gave a program on this a few weeks ago. We need every member to sell a box of pecans. meaning you get a box from Fred and then just sell it to your friends. Because my wife is in this club, we sell 2 boxes. You know, Glenn and Michelle, they'll sell at least 2 boxes. So what we need everybody to do is contact Fred. I gave his phone number there and arrange with him to get a box, sell it to your friends. And very, very, very important. We actually have 3 club members that are recipients of our scholarship program. Bianca Weimer from last year or 2 years ago. We had Julia Lynn from last year. And then we also have Kayla Stovall from, I don't even know, that was probably like 6, 7, 8 years when Kayla was, and that's the point. This scholarship program, we are rewarding college scholarships to potential future Rotarians. At the time, they're kids that are serving their community. They're very active in Rotary, and then they go to college. And like Bianca and Julia, they joined our club while they're in their college as their freshman year. Kayla, she actually joined Rotary after she got her master's because the Rotary Foundation, through the Global Grant Scholarship Program, funded her master's in Edinburgh, Scotland. Then she joined Rotary when she came back. And that's the whole point of these scholarship programs. We are creating leaders. So we need everybody to sell these pecans. It's really, really, really important. Otherwise, if you don't sell a box of pecans, then we're not able to give as many scholarships out. So big, big, big pitch. Text Fred Beemendorfer. His number is up there. You could get him from Club Runner as well. But it's very, very, very important. He's got a lot of boxes at his office. Next, I talked about this last week. The district is forming a DE&I, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Task Force. We're allowed to appoint 1 person to that task force. I've had some club members that expressed interest. I have until, I think I've got a couple weeks before I have to appoint somebody. So I'd like to have more people let me know that they're interested. And that way we can make sure, because we have the strongest level of DE&I of any Rotary club in our district. And I'm not going to say in the United States, but we're definitely of the highest in the United States, according to Rotary International. So we definitely want to be represented on this task force so we can help other clubs represent their community. I also want to talk about a workshop that we're going to be starting in in December. Basically, it's a monthly leadership skills Zoom workshop. It's going to be an hour. It's going to be over Zoom, a weekday evening. It's actually all Rotarians are invited, but it's going to be talking about how to apply, basically doing what our club did, applying business concepts to running a Rotary club and achieving success. And there's a number of people interested in this. And so that's why we're putting together this workshop. If you're interested in being a part of it, send an email to president@planowestrotary.com. Now, we have some really good news. Glenn and his committee has been totally kicking butt over the last, 3 weeks to find our new location. And we appreciate everybody answering the surveys. So that allowed them to zoom in or zero in on what we can do to meet the needs of our club. So we're going to have a trial meeting on the 16th, that's in 2 weeks, at Norma's Cafe. And so hopefully you like it. Basically, we're going to meet there a few times, survey the membership, and find out if you're happy with it. We will continue our hybrid, obviously. We are the experts in hybrid. In fact, Glenn, Zane, Antonio, and I are going to be presenting on PETS on how successful our club has been with our hybrid model. So we will be going back to our hybrid model. We'll be meeting in place at Norma's Cafe. I actually won't be here for next week or the week after. Glenn's running a meeting next week. Steve Lawton is going to be running a meeting on the 16th. So attend that meeting. We're going to have past president extraordinaire Steve Lawton running it. It's actually going to be a club assembly, and we're going to be talking about our upcoming elections in December. And that leads into the next topic. There's still time to make nominations for our president-elect and president nominee. I believe it's the second week of December is when we have our elections. look at our website. It's on there. I think it's that. But anyway, there's still time. Zane is chair of the nomination committee, and they're going through our nominations and preparing the candidate. So hopefully, not hopefully, in December, we'll have candidates for both PE and PN. So still make recommendations, email it to secretary@planowestrotary.com. All right, I got 4 minutes, actually 5. So how we serve. We had a couple service projects last week. We ended the shoe drive. I don't know the result of it. Julia Lynn's been running it with help from Sneehall. For those who don't remember, Julia is a UT Austin student, but she's actually does a lot of things for our club from Austin, but Sneehall was her on-site person that handles the shoe organizing project we did every other week. So I look forward to finding out how many shoes we collected and so on. And so those were the 2 projects we did last week on Saturday. I guess the drive ended on Saturday. The last shoe drive was on Saturday. Now coming up, selling pecans. We need to be selling pecans. You guys get a box of pecans from Fred. All I do is I text a bunch of friends I know and they buy the pecans. That's what I do every year. We sell 2 boxes that way. Or put it on Facebook. Steve Lott and his wife, she's a Facebook guru and she sells multiple boxes, advertising it to her friends on Facebook. So it's real easy. Everybody's want pecans, but we need everybody in the club to do it. This is like a all hands on deck. This is super important. Also, Jennifer Schertzer, she just started off a new monthly project. We're partnering with Bed Start, and we're going to have 10 people deliver furniture on a Saturday every month. I didn't put the date on there, but it's November 13th. You can sign up at the bit.ly Rotary Furniture. Sign up and do it quick. I think last time I heard there are already 6 out of 10 filled, and it was just opened up yesterday. So people saw it through the newsletter. So sign up. If you basically Bed Start, the nonprofit, is delivering furniture to needy families, and they need lots of help. Not just the families, but Bed Start. So that's what we're going to be doing on a monthly basis. So go Jen. Now we're also helping Plano East Rotary in their Flags of Honor on November the 14th. That's on a Saturday. We need 30 volunteers for that. We're going to be taking down all 1,000 flags. We really need people to sign up for that. I think we might have maybe 10 so far, so we need more volunteers. So sign up. It's easy, it's fun, it's outside, it's just a couple hours. We're going to take the signs down. We're honoring veterans and first responders. Then the week after, we have our monthly food pantries that we do in our partnership with Plano ISD. Rallison Noratorium, which is really Williams High School, is on the 15th. That's a Monday. Armstrong is on Tuesday, a middle school. And then Bowman is on Thursday. And that is a James and Catherine project. So definitely sign up for that. We help the Plano ISD staff support their families in need. So, and as everybody knows, we do that every month, these 3 campuses for the entire school year. Then on the 20th, we finally, seems like we haven't cleaned up Avenue K in a while, but we do it every other month. So Glenn Thornton runs that project that we've been doing for years. I think last time I checked, we're over 50% full. We only need 10 people. So if you want to help clean up Avenue K, sign up for that. And then Courtney Hitt, she is leading our Plano Overnight Warming Station orientation. We heard LaShawn giving us good news about the Homeless Coalition. Well, the Plano Overnight Warming Station is a Homeless Coalition project in partnership with the Salvation Army and other churches. And we are building and training a team to help support the homeless on the cold nights in Plano. So sign up. Go to the orientation. If I remember right, it's actually at the Salvation Army, but all the details are there so we can be a part of helping the homeless. And then we have our Tappy Guide project. This is that software that helps individuals with physical disabilities. And basically we're training volunteers that get to work from home And when individuals with disabilities have a need, they're lost, they have this app, and our volunteers have access to help them. It's really powerful. So if you have a heart for helping those with disabilities, specifically those that are blind, deaf, or even physical, I mean, when someone gets lost in a city and they have a physical disability, that's a nightmare. Well, us working through the TAPI Guide application, we're going to help those. So sign up for that. It's really powerful. And then last, working with Boy Scouts. If you or you know somebody that wants to be an adult volunteer with BSA Scouts, use that link. And it's interesting. We're actually working with both Plano Fire Department and Plano Police Department, because a lot of their staff are former Scouts and they have kids. And so they're pretty excited about signing up for this. So I'd like to see some people from our club that would be a part of it, because we are grooming future leaders, boys and girls of the world through Scouts. So that wraps it up. Our speaker is not here. So Antonio, this doesn't look good.
She said she would be here at 12:30, but I told her she could, she has 5-minute leeway, so she should be here by 12:35.
We got nothing to do until she shows, though. She really needed to be here.
Do you want me to go ahead on interactive time?
Yeah, surely. Something. Did everybody hear that really weird stuff? Was I the only one that had a lot of weird feedback from Shirley?
No, I heard it.
Yeah, I heard it as well.
Try it again. You had some crazy, spooky Halloween voice going on there.
Is it better now?
No. She really sounds a lot better than this. I've known Shirley for years. Wow, I don't know.
And now I start having bad dreams at night with that sound.
So let's see. Well, waiting for Shirley to come back, and maybe our speaker will come back. You guys want to chit chat while we're waiting? Oh, Glenn, he has his hands up. Thank you.
So I think it might be helpful just to say for the pecans that there's 25 bags in a box. So when we say get a box of pecans, that's actually 25 bags or $10 a bag. They're 14 ounce. If they're the same as last year, Fred, I guess they are 14 ounce bags. It's really a good deal. It's a good value because they're great pecans, and you can't buy that anywhere for 10 bucks, even at your local Tom Thumb or whatever. So 25 in a case. And so I think in the e-news, we also said there are places, local places, you can go buy a bag here and there. But if you can, drop by and get a case and try to see if you can't, between your Christmas with your family and friends, you can go through 25 bags pretty easy.
That was essentially going to be my question. Well, that, and also, do we just literally need to go to Fred's place of his business to pick up the boxes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He lives over in East Plano, right off of like 18th and G, right in there. It's just a couple of blocks east of 75. It's not far.
He kind of lives there, but it's really where he works.
Oh, I'm sorry. Works there.
Our speaker has arrived.
Shirley, give us a little speak so we see if you sound normal.
Do I sound okay now?
Yes. And Arianna's here. So what we're going to do now, perfect timing, great job, Glenn. And also, I'm sorry, now I got to get everything up and running again. My bad. It's one fun thing about Zoom. Once you do something weird, everything gets kind of hokey on you. So what I'm going to do is have Shirley. Well, Shirley is going to I will do a little intro for Shirley. Shirley Heitzman, she's not only just being a wonderful person, she's a past president of what club?
The Dallas North Club.
The Dallas North Club, but more importantly, she's our district Interact chair, which is a very important role because she supports over 50 Interact clubs in North Texas. And so with that, Shirley is going to introduce our speaker, who is, I'm not going to talk because that's what Shirley's going to do. So take it away, Shirley.
Antonio, did you still want me to go ahead?
No,
before Arianna?
no, you can skip that. It's okay. You just introduce.
Well, I just wanted to say hello to everyone. I'm so excited to have introduced Arianna. In terms of our district interact, as you can see behind me, it's World Interact Week. So this is a great time to be having this meeting. And if you want a hashtag World Interact Week and help your Interact Club get some of their Presidential Citation Award pieces done, that would be great. We're very excited. And like Alex said, we have over 50 Interact clubs in the entire district. And I know y'all at Plano West are very active at a number of different high schools. And so we're thrilled about that. In fact, I have kind of a funny story. I put out to all of the Interact clubs. It was a little bit late, so it wasn't their fault, to help out with the shoe drive. Because Julie Lynn texted me and said, hey, would the Interact clubs like to do this? And so none of the Interact clubs were able to, but the Sherman Club got over 58 pairs of shoes and brought them down last Friday. So they were there for the Saturday event. So you never know what's going to happen. They were really excited to have a service project. And so now, Alex, y'all have a multi-club project, whether you knew it or not. So you never know what's going to happen in Rotary. But like I mentioned, this week is World Interact Week. We're very excited. There's a lot of clubs doing projects and other things. And I won't hold this up any longer, but just to let you hear from Arianna, who's the president of the Interact Club at Plano Senior High School. And she'll tell us more about what her club is currently working on.
Hi, everyone. My name is Arianna, as you heard already. But yeah, so as Ms. Shirley said, I'm president of the Plano Senior Interact Club, and we recently started our meetings, well, a few months ago, I guess. But I'd say that they've been pretty successful. We have like a great team this year, so I'm really excited to see what we can do, because everyone is just like so excited to be there, which I love to see at every meeting. And I just wanted to start off. So with myself, I'm a senior here and I'm president. So I was vice president last year, president in 10th grade, and then president-elect in 9th grade. So I've been in Interact my whole 4 years and I've loved it. I mean, obviously I keep coming back, but it's just been like such a rewarding experience. And so I want to continue passing that legacy on down to like juniors this year, so that they can continue passing it on with a great year this year. And so I want to start off by introducing, obviously, since it's during the school day, a lot of the other officers weren't able to attend, but they wrote me some bios. So I want to just introduce everyone to them as well. So my vice president this year is a junior named Brittany Wang, and she joined Interact in 10th grade. She was the president at Clark, which is our junior high since our split. So she joined because she really wanted to help play a bigger role in volunteering and assisting in her community all around. And a fun fact about her is that she's on the Plano Senior swim team and she loves to bake. So I'm waiting for her to bring us some treats next meeting. And then my secretary, our secretary, is a senior named Isabel, and she joined Interact in her sophomore year because she wanted to overall help benefit her community, and it's a great way to make friends as well, so while doing something that you love. And her fun fact is she has 2 dogs and she participates in cheer. And then finally, our social media officer is a senior named Grace, and she joined Interact to find more volunteer opportunities and to meet people who also value volunteering. And her fun fact is she plays the double bass. So as you can see, we kind of have a lot of multi-talented people, which I love, just because everyone has something unique to offer to the club and a different perspective, which is just so great. I mean, it certainly helps me while running, just because one person can't consider everything. So it's awesome hearing what other people have to say. And yeah, so those are our officers. And then for some of the stuff that we've done this year, so We participated in the shoe drive. I'm not sure. I think that we sent the form to you in case you didn't get that, but I haven't gotten a chance to count the shoes yet, but we got submissions on the Sign Up Genius because we just turned the shoes in on Saturday, and that was really successful. We had a lot of people attend the shoe organizings and a lot of shoes donated. And that was just like our first service event this year. So I'm really excited to see what people come up with moving further on, because I can tell a lot of the people this year is just like such a great environment to be in. And then as for Rotary Citation, I want to just talk about some of our goals that we've written out. So let me open those for you all. Just one moment. I'm gonna show you guys this. If I can open it. Okay, so our first goal is for club membership, and our goal that we had was 20 members, which we're definitely close to meeting that goal. I mean, even this far throughout the year, we're like over a quarter through the year, we're still continuously growing. And we have 20 members so far, so I'm really excited we've accomplished that goal. And then for service participation, we're working on getting more people to either donate to drives or show up to service events, which we've collabed with you guys on some of the past ones. I think the meal drive-throughs we also try to get people to, and the Plano Senior Resource Fair, I believe it was called, we tried to send some people to. And then so for leadership development participation, we want to get some people to participate in Leadership Summit, which I've talked to a lot of people about. They're really excited about that. And then service projects. So again, we're working with you guys on a lot of the service projects. And I know that a lot of people, they've been viewing the website and everything, and there's like so much initiative on those already. I can tell it's going to go well. And then Ryla Participation. So I'm in Ryla this year, and then I think 3 or 4 other people are as well who come to the club, and a lot of people, I've just like been talking to them about it. It's really rewarding, and we're learning so much. And then social media, we're updating our Instagram. We have a Twitter as well, but I don't think we're as active on it. But we try to update at least once a month with meeting information, pictures from volunteering events, so on. We're going to promote the Rotary materials through our social media. And then for promoting our club, we're actually working on a video for the Interact Awards, which we talked about the shoe drive project, and we filmed a cute little video. So we're working on editing that and everything. And then as well as, let me find it. Okay. Yeah, so we worked on the video for the World Interact Week. And then for World Interact Week, we actually have a meeting tomorrow. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to give a little bit of a presentation on what Interact is all about, how we've come to be, because even though people love it, I think knowing the history will help engagement even more within the club. And yeah, does anyone have any questions for me?
I want to say quickly, I've had the honor of working with Arianna since she was a freshman. And like she said, I was actually her Interact advisor, and when she was president of Clark. So everybody remembers, the way we are in Plano, we have 2-year high schools. So she was in Clark High School Interact and was president. And then last year she came to Plano Senior High, and now she's president. And like she said, her members of her club, they volunteer with almost everything we do. And they are just the most awesome Interact club, and she's been a great leader. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And she already said she's a Rylarian as well. And actually a number of her club members are as well. So she represents us and her club, and they do a lot of service.
Thank you. I'll tell them you said all that. They'll
I don't have a question, Ariana, but I have to tell you, I think that we older adults can take more opportunities to say thank you and to acknowledge our younger people who are giving service. And as I'm listening to you, not only are you all giving service, but you're structured and you're taking care of the business side of it, and you're out talking to people, and people are willingly coming in, and they're holding officer roles. And I just have to tell you that we appreciate you and all the young people that you work with and what you're doing in the community. And we know that you have very busy lives just with school and other extracurricular things, but you still prioritize this service. And I just truly believe that we older people don't see and acknowledge it enough. I see Antonio and Zane doing things all the time, as well as some of the younger people who are in our club. And I can't miss this opportunity to just acknowledge all that you all are doing and to say thank you for stepping up and doing these things and paving the way for others in our community and supporting those of us who are older and are trying to get it done too. So thank you so much. I really applaud everything that you described today.
Oh, thank you. That means so much. But honestly, like we couldn't do it without like your guys' influence and help. And honestly, we just want to be like what you guys are to us for future people and help them carry on the legacy.
That's great.
Julie Homer, I saw a virtual hand.
No, that was me clapping. I was applauding LaShawn's comments.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot. You're a city councilwoman, so you got to be, you say something, because Arianna, I don't know how often she gets an opportunity to hear from this Plano City Councilwoman. So that's why we elected you, Julie.
Well, I just echo what LaShawn said. I mean, it's very encouraging as an older person in the community to see our youth stepping up and getting involved in the community and engaging other people and getting them involved. And we wish, a lot more people would do that, but you guys are our future, and we appreciate you caring about the community and caring about each other and getting involved, and hope to see that continue. And wouldn't be surprised if we see you guys running for council in the future.
Thank you. Thank you. It's actually funny enough. I've actually considered it.
Wonderful. Well, let me know if you ever want to have coffee.
For sure.
Arianna, this is Fred. And for those of you that don't know, I had the pleasure of interviewing Arianna back in March, I guess it was. It seemed like it was forever ago. But my question is, Arianna, since Ryla was canceled again this year, like it was last year, and you went to Rylead, what was your takeaway from Rylead? And I realize a lot of it was probably via Zoom and everything, but what did you learn from Rylead? Because I heard that some of the feedback's just as good as if it was in person.
Oh, I think you guys did a really good job making it virtual. When I heard it was going to be virtual, I think I was a little bit confused as to where it was going to go, but it's still really engaging. I think the cabins, especially like maintaining those cabins, it's still very good. It's still like a really good way to be able to form relationships with those in your group. And even like the virtual events, they're so engaging. Like I'm constantly learning something, even though I'm not physically there. And just the speakers are like amazing, regardless of like virtual, in person. What they have to say is so helpful, like inspiring.
So have you had an opportunity to meet any of the other Ryleads other than the ones that are in Interact with You?
I haven't. I think just because like people are so busy, I think people were talking about arranging something, but I haven't gotten a chance to meet anyone yet.
Well, all the interviews were great, and we were fortunate because we were going to be able to replace all the applicants that we interviewed because some of the other Rotary clubs didn't get to communicate with the students and everything. So we really missed out this year because there would have been 16 or 18 Ryla students from Plano Senior High that would have benefited from it. But anyway, but great job. And hopefully one of these days I'll have an opportunity to meet you face to face.
Yes, For sure. I think, is there gonna be, I think I saw on the calendar, there was like the 9th day that was in person. Is that still?
I have not heard that. I think they're still waiting to see what COVID does, but now, starting probably within the next week or so, I'll be contacted because I'm responsible for contacting 5 clubs every year. It's kind of like herding cats. Will you be the Ryla chair for your club this year? And sometimes they wait to the last minute to respond. It's very easy if it's year after year after year. And I think this is my 30th year. But so anyway, if somebody's really interested in Ryla, it's a great program. That's why I stay in Rotary, to be perfectly honest. But you know, if you want to get involved with interviews, or if you want to see what Ryla really is and stuff, just let me know. Lastly, and I don't want to dominate it, I couldn't get it to chat with everybody, but I gave Alex my physical address, 2000 Avenue G in Plano, Suite 810. Just call me or text me ahead of time. I've got all the pecans if you want to come by and pick any of them up.
Awesome. I just put it in a general chat. I'd like to let everybody know, we actually have 6 former interactors, Rylarians in our club. Antonio, who was actually president of the John Paul II Interact Club when he was in high school, and he was a Rylarian. Zane was also an interactor. He's a Ryla counselor. Julia Lynn, who Arianna knows very well. I think Julia recruited you, didn't she? And was an Interact Club president, and she's a Ryla counselor. Samiam was an Interact. He's a Ryla counselor. And then Bianca is also a Rylarian, and she was an Interact. So, and then Kayla, she's also was a Rylarian and an Interact as well. She was in Plano West Senior High School Interact way back when our club initially chartered them a long time ago. Because as we know, Kayla's an older young adult. So we do have a lot of Ryla and Interact representatives in our club. And as Fred said, we want people to help with the interviewing. And then we also have our scholarship interviewing coming up, where we have amazing seniors like Arianna that'll most likely be applying for them.
Yeah, and I'd love to help. And I'm thinking about I'm trying to set up a presentation so I can talk to some of the juniors, because we have a lot of juniors this year, and get them to apply for next year.
Awesome. Plano Senior High School represents well. Do we have any other? We actually have about.
I just wanted to jump in here, and I wanted to say thank you to Plano West and to Arianna, you and your work at Plano Senior High School with your Interact Club, because I think you all are a great example of what it really looks like with a club that has a ton of service projects and Interact clubs that are up and running and have leaders and are doing great projects as well. And I'm hoping this year we were not able to have an in-person Interact Leadership Summit, but I'm already working on next fall's Leadership Summit, because it's got to be in person next fall. And I would love to have you all present, club members and Antonio and Arianna and whoever else you think would be great presenters, because you guys are, I think, what it should look like. And so if you guys are interested in that, let's stay in touch, because I would love to have you be able to share your story and how you're doing it, and you make it look easy. So let's stay in touch. And again, thank you for everything you're doing. And I'd love to be able to have you share your story with other Interact clubs in our district.
All right, Arianna, you got a speaking engagement. She's actually done this a lot, actually, at the Interact Summits and the Spring Flings. I know Julia has roped her in for a lot of responsibilities over the years. So it's awesome seeing, I haven't heard Arianna speak in a while, but like I said, I met her as a freshman. So seeing her as a senior, it just kind of bits a lot of pride in me, because like everybody, I mean, Antonio, I met him when he was in high school as well, and watching how everybody is just awesome people. And so we're just honored that you were able to, I know this is tough in the middle of your school day, Arianna, so I'm glad. I think Bianca worked it out that you were able to get cut out during this time or something?
I think so. Yeah. She said she called them. So
For those that don't know, Bianca is our Rotarian advisor, Plano Senior High. She doesn't make our classes because like Zane, or she doesn't make our meetings because they're both students at UTD and they actually have a class during our club meeting. But as we all know, they do a lot of things, you know, in the background, whether they're at the meeting or not. So Bianca is Arianna's Rotarian advisor. And you know, and Bianca was actually interactor at Plano Senior High when she was in high school as well. Any other questions? We still have probably time for a couple more questions. Isabel, I thought I'd hear from you because you're so involved with your kids and their school. I thought you would relish this opportunity of speaking to a student leader. Oh, you're muted.
My son's at Academy, Plano Academy. So yeah, I've been wanting to take him to some service projects with me. So to get him interested in, just, you know, giving back to the community. So
unfortunately, Academy is a challenging school to have interact clubs at. It's been tried and failed a number of times over the years. You know, for those that don't know, Academy High School in Plano is a unique school, and the students, this hasn't worked. So I think it's Plano Sunrise Rotary has attempted, no, Plano East Rotary. Yeah, they've attempted a couple times at Academy. Plano Sunrise sponsors Plano East Senior High School. Just for those that don't know, you know, our club, we sponsor Clark High School Interact, as well as Plano Senior High School Interact. And Arianna is president and was president of Clark. And then we've been trying to get Vine started. It has not been successful, so it probably won't. Plano West Senior High School is sponsored by Plano Metro Rotary Club. Plano Metro Rotary Club also sponsors Jasper High School Interact and Shepton High School Interact and John Paul II Catholic School, of which Antonio. So Plano Metro Rotary sponsored Antonio for high school Interact and for Ryla. And then Plano Sunrise Rotary, they sponsor Plano East Senior High School, and they sponsor a private school whose name I can't remember as well. And so we have our high schools covered, and then Plano East Rotary has tried with Academy a number of times and it hasn't worked well. So we try to have representation at all the high schools in Plano so we could get our kids involved in leadership.
Yeah.
Any final questions? Well, no. Well, what I'm going to do now is we have a certificate of appreciation for both Arianna and Shirley. An appreciation for your time and program. Plano West Rotary will donate $10 in your name to Rotary's Polio Plus Fund. Together with the 2-to-1 matching funds from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, your $10 turns into $30, which will provide polio vaccine for about 50 children. And also, you might not know this, but Rotary is using our polio infrastructure to aid in the vaccination of COVID-19. So your donation will support that effort as well. So we want to thank both of you for speaking to our club today. And we will be continuing to work with both of you going forward. So this isn't a goodbye. Now for everybody, next week, I am not here, yay. And Glenn is going to be running the meeting, so everybody should be happy. It'll be nice for a change, and he always does a great job. We're going to have Tabitha Sparks. She works for the Rotary Foundation. She's responsible for our region. She's a great person. We're going to have a guest introducer as well. Our meeting will be Zoom only next week. It's the week after that we're going to go hybrid with both Zoom and Norma's. So everything's like it is now for next week, minus I won't be here. And then the week after we'll be at Norma's and on Zoom as well. And we do encourage everybody to show up live. It's always great to see people and connect. And obviously the Zoom, if it doesn't work out, we have a number of people that it's not physically possible for them to show up in person. So that's why we offer both. Well, in parting, Mr. James Thomas, will you lead us in the four-way test?
Absolutely. The four-way test, the thing we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned?
Concerned.
Will it build good?
Will it be goodwill and better friendships?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Rotary.
Rotary. All right, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.